Welcome to Creatives Grab Coffee, the podcast on the business of video production.
Creatives Grab Coffee is hosted by Dario Nuri and Kirill Lazarov from Lapse Productions. Our goal is to share knowledge and experiences from video production professionals around the world. Whether you're a freelancer looking to start your own business or a seasoned business owner aiming to scale your company, this is the show for you.
Join us as we develop a community of like-minded creatives looking to learn and help each other grow. Welcome to the business of video production. Welcome to Creatives Grab Coffee.
Before we get started with the show, let's go over today's sponsors.
Do you have a shoot in Toronto? Do you need crew or a strong production partner to help you with your project? Lapse Productions is one of the top production companies in Toronto and your go-to video partner.
With our strong creative skills and extensive network, we can help you achieve your goal. Lapse Productions is able to offer you production services, white label services, or finder fees for project handoffs.
Reach out to us on our website at lapseproductions.com to learn more.
My name is Miran. Welcome to Canada Film Equipment. We are a boutique rental house based in Toronto. We are here to help you guys out with all production sizes. Feel free to contact us to get a quote if you are a production house and you're looking for lighting, camera packages, or lighting and grid fan packages. You can see our contact information in the link below. We are more than happy to help you guys out. Make sure you follow and subscribe to creativesgrabcoffee.com. Thank you.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Matt. Welcome to Audio Process. We are a boutique audio company doing location sound, sound design, post-sound, ADR, Foley. We service equipment. We do all your audio needs here in Toronto. We got you covered. Come on down, audioprocess.ca. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and all of the other internet things to creativesgrabcoffee.com. They'll be waiting for you. I'll be waiting for you, and we're all going to have a real good time.
And now, let's begin the show. All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Creatives Grab Coffee. And today we got Julian from INDIRAP.com. Julian, welcome to the show. Before we kind of get started, as usual, we'll just get a little bit of a background about who you are and who INDIRAP is.
Yeah, so I'm Julian Tillotson, founder and CEO here at INDIRAP. I started INDIRAP in 2013, producing corporate and real estate content for brands from, startup and small business all the way up to large enterprise and Fortune 500. To date, we've delivered over 11,000 videos to 500 plus brands in 40 different industries. And I'm still having a lot of fun doing it. So I'm sitting here today in our offices in the West Loop in Chicago, ready to answer all of the above questions that you guys might have.
So, Kirill, what are these questions we got prepped?
The all of the above. Oh, okay.
Let's go.
Well, let's get started. Well, I guess firstly, you're based in Chicago, and
Yep.
You've built your company now for how long has it been now? Like around 10, 15
10 years.
Yeah, so I started in 2013. I was freelancing around 2010 and started in 2013. So yeah.
And how big
We
is now
started in 2014. We're almost at the same.
You guys did? Nice.
Yeah,
Okay,
2014.
Cool. So you saw the whole thing. You watched the whole content wave come in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah. I actually bought my first camera in 2011. So I was just dabbling in it for like about 2 years before deciding to fully jump into it. And during that time, like while I was in school, I was really seeing how the tech was changing, because the very first camera I got was a Canon T2i. And that thing at the time was okay, but you could tell once you started shooting more and more, it's like, oh, there are some limitations here. So
Yes.
I felt like as each year kind of went on, like tech just kind of kept jumping like so
crazy.
much, like crazy. But like now it's like the tech jumping is like, okay, camera shoots 4K, the next one shoots 4.5K. Now it's 5K.
Yeah,
We definitely didn't notice like the trend that was happening with video content though. Like I noticed some of the guests that started in the early 2000s, they saw kind of where video was going with the opening of barriers and more businesses jumping on board. But I don't think we predicted like the social media wave of video content that we're in right now.
It's insane. I mean, there's no ceiling. Everybody and their mother needs this stuff. Which is great for us. So, congrats to us for getting in early.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still like whether you got in early or anything like that, with the amount of competition that's coming in now, it's not so much competition of other creators, but the competition of content. And that is like the biggest challenge that a lot of companies and people are facing these days is
Yeah.
that there's so much content being put out there and you have to keep changing or adapting based on what you're doing. It obviously depends on the industry that you're in. If you're doing a
Yeah.
lot of like corporate content that is very B2B, then you're not so much in the social media game. But the second you go more into the consumer realm and maybe like the selling of products specifically, like I feel like that's an entirely different ball game. And I've seen some videos, video briefs where they're saying like, yeah, for this product we need to have like 20 social clips, we need
Yep.
30 social clips, and it's like,
Yep.
I'm like, what? It's like
Yep.
it's like
That's
a
pretty
it's like a
standard.
farm. It's a farm of it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's just it doesn't matter if you're B2B, B2C, B2G, what industry you're in. It's a competition for attention. And you could have the greatest product in the world, best product or service, but if nobody sees your stuff, if nobody sees your brand, you're irrelevant, and your competition who has a subpar product or service is going to beat you because they're in front of your audience, they're in front of the customers, winning where they want them. That's the name of the game right now. So the old rules of I'm the biggest and I'm the best and I don't need video, you can keep playing that game, but you're just losing out on, millennial, Gen Z, and future audiences playing that game. It's a bad idea.
Yeah, it's basically instead of the biggest and baddest, it's now who's the quickest and fastest, or quickest and loudest, you know?
Quickest and loudest, and who's got the most engaging, entertaining content where I am, which is for most folks on their phone. So
Yeah.
Do you find that a lot of the work that you do, like what are like a lot of the types of projects that you guys do in indie rap? Is it more in like that kind of realm or
yeah,
varies?
I mean it's all kinds. Like I had a call yesterday with the number two hospitality brand in the world. We do a lot of when they open new properties around the country. We are the first team that goes in and creates that initial batch of content, that library of content. So, with something like that, you're talking about, okay, we need brand content. I always break things into three categories. You got foundational content, which is like your brand videos, case studies, client testimonials, product and service videos. Then you got your social content, which feeds the beast, and then you got your paid ad content, which drives cold traffic to a brand. So we go in and create, 100 there might be 150 in videos in this package, for one property launch for for other brands where it's like, we work with some tech brands, where they're just trying to infiltrate markets. So that'll be more like, case study content, software demos and things like that. Really just content that sales and marketing teams can use to get in front of their audience. On the real estate side, it's all about, you know, luxury and sexy properties and growing your brand as a national property manager or a broker or a luxury developer. So it's all across the board with us. The thing I'll say is that I don't really believe in the niche thing. We've produced content in almost every industry there is, because all brands at the end of the day, businesses, they have pretty much the same problems. And content, if you use it the right way, the way that we do, it solves those problems for them. It's like if you're a salesperson, how many times a day can you pitch yourself to 3 or 4 or 5, 6 clients at the most? Like, why don't you just create the perfect pitch in a 60-second, 2-minute video and email it out or blast it out or use it at a trade show or use it on a stage presentation or whatever. It's all about multiplying yourself as a business, as a marketer, as a salesperson. If you're trying to recruit people, how do you recruit people faster and better? We just did a campaign where we were working with a 911 call center downstate, and they were having issues hiring people for the past like 5 years. Like they could not find new people to work in a 911 call center. We went in there, we created video content, we ran the campaign, and in the first 2 months, we got 275 applicants. They lost their minds. And it was because they weren't showing what really happens at their call center. You think of call center, you think boring, you think older folks, all that good stuff. We go in there, we shoot it. It's people with blue hair. And like, if you show that to an audience that are Gen Z and they're like, oh shit, they kind of look like me, I want to do this. You know what I mean? That's really about, it's all about getting in front of your audience, no matter if it's for sales, if it's for marketing, if you're trying to hire people, if you're trying to train people. And that's how we look at content here at IndieRap. We're not looking at it as like, okay, let's shoot a bunch of cool videos or cool. We do that stuff in our sleep. It's really about how can we plug that into distribution and monetization methods to put this content to work for the brands and the businesses that we work with.
So you also do the marketing side of things as well, huh?
Yeah, that's super important because I'd say for the first like 6 or 7 years, you know, some brand will come to us, they'll spend 10, 25, 50,000 or more on video content. And, you know, and I always do a follow-up call 30, 60 days out. It's like, hey, how's the content going? And a lot of the times they're like, oh, we posted to our website and to our YouTube, which has 2 followers, or it's still sitting in Dropbox. Everybody knows they need video content. Everybody knows that. But ask them what's their distribution strategy. How are they getting this in front of their audience? And the majority of people will freeze up because they haven't thought that far. So as opposed to, and then what happens is they create the video content. They don't have a distribution monetization strategy. And then they're like, video doesn't work, right? No, it's not the video. You just don't have a distribution strategy. It's like having a Ferrari in your garage with no wheels on it. It's like you got this great content, you got all the leadership together, you did hair and makeup this day, got headshots done, all this stuff, and nobody sees it. So what's the point? So I think it's super important for production houses as agencies, if you don't have a, you know, distribution paid ad partner to bring that in-house, it's just another way to add value to your clients, and they're going to love you at the end of the day for it even more. And they'll keep coming back because you're showing them that the video works.
That there's results, yeah.
The results are what it's all about.
Yeah, because once you show them how their, like, say, $5,000 investment will yield in potentially 50,000 in revenue, and presenting that as a tangible thing, it's like it's almost like a no-brainer for them. It's like, why wouldn't they want to sell it at that point? Whereas, like, what most production companies do is just focus on the production aspect, which honestly, like, it makes sense because that's what a lot of people, that's what their skill sets are. But then it's very difficult to get to a stage kind of like where you're at, where you're able to kind of do a bit of both, right? Depending on who you surround yourself with as well, right?
Yeah, it also, as a creator, as a video, I've done everything, creative director and video editor, I do all that stuff. So the more skills I learn, the better it makes me at everything else. So if you're a content creator, if you're a videographer, and you understand how to shoot with the end audience in mind, that you're shooting for a paid ad or you're shooting for a target demographic of 25 to 45, it's going to make you a better shooter. It's going to help you shoot things in the right light that's going to attract the specific customer that they're looking for. So it's just it's like what's the word? I don't know. It's extended education for a videographer to understand paid and advertising and marketing. Just shooting pretty pictures, that's the first step. You know what I mean? Understanding how to use a camera, that's the first step. If you really want to grow beyond that and become an asset to the brands and the businesses that you work with, you need to understand business as a whole, how it works, what their customers want, what their audience is attracted to, and then put yourself into their business to make those things happen for them on the sales, marketing, training, and recruitment side. Then they'll always be a client. They'll love you for that.
There's several people that have come on the show that are trying to implement more video marketing services, but speaking to them, you know, privately, they said they've been having a lot of trouble getting it off the ground. So what kind of like recommendations or pieces of advice would you have for them?
In terms of like paid or, I mean, video marketing.
It's
I guess in
like,
terms
how
of
did
like
you
being
go-
able to pitch it to like their clients, that's what they're having trouble with.
Okay. I mean, it really, marketing as a whole really, for me, it's like, I'm the king of asking questions. When I do discovery calls, I just probe and ask questions. My background before this was sales and finance and real estate. So I understand how important that discovery process is. If I'm on a discovery call with someone, I'm not really talking about cameras and things like that. I'm really asking them, you know, what's the purpose of this video? Why did you call me today? What are your goals and initiatives for Q2 or 2025? Where are you guys trying to get to? And then once I ask those questions, I think about the types of content that I can create for them that they can use as a vehicle to achieve those goals. The videos are a vehicle. Those vehicles need a road. So how do you plug that vehicle in to get them from point A to Z? Paid ads, social media campaigns, email campaigns, plugging that video into their CRM as automated email drips and things like that. So you really have to first do the knowledge in terms of understanding marketing, and how it works within a business, around the entire brand ecosystem that they have, right? Are they using HubSpot? Are they using Salesforce? Are they having a lot of success with email blasts? Are they using SMS? Are they using direct mail and QR codes? What are they using, and how do you plug that video in? How do you create the right video and put it in the right place so that it works within their market? That's what video marketing is, right? It's the production as well as the distribution and monetization of this content to achieve X end result. And unless you really understand that, you are going to struggle, because it's a different skill set. It's a different type of understanding and knowledge that you have. But that understanding and knowledge is so valuable and so beneficial to not only you, but that client, that if you're doing one brand video for someone, that one brand video can turn into 30 pieces of content quick, which is upsell city. There's just a lot more you can. It's upsell city. You could do 20. You do a brand video, do 2-3 client bills, 2 paid ad videos, plug that in, and now you're running a paid ad campaign. Versus like, oh, I'm just going to do a brand video and you make, whatever, 3, 4, 5, 10,000. Why don't you multiply that? And again, you make money when you provide value to a business. And shooting pretty pictures and giving someone a video isn't necessarily providing value. You're giving them something that looks cool. They're going to get a little bit of likes and attention, and somebody might tell them they have a cool video. But the real value comes in the video marketing side of things, the plugging it in and getting results for the client, because that's what they want. If you can get a business owner leads and sales and things like that, they'll love you forever.
Do you find that oh, sorry, Kirill.
I was just going to ask, like, how did you basically go from just doing the video production and then implementing the marketing aspect? Because that's usually what a lot of people are trying to figure out is how to make that jump. Exactly. Was it like a big one, or did you test out a few things with certain clients, or how did you kind of even like develop that?
Yeah, I'll be honest. Like, I have always been a marketer myself. Like, my entire career, I was in front of the camera as well as behind the camera. So, I've been spending money on paid ads since 2015 for my own company. I believe in the whole, I eat what I cook psychology, whereas I test out everything before I sell it to a client. So for the past decade, I've been running paid ads. I've been putting out YouTube content. I have been putting out social content and seeing that it works or it doesn't work. I think a lot of marketing companies, they don't market themselves. So they don't necessarily understand the ins and outs of it, unless you have a lot of clients already and you're just doing it. But for me, I always like to touch the stove and see how hot it is. So if I'm a video production company that specializes in, the production, creative, on-site and editing and delivery, start doing it on your own. Start promoting yourself, put some goals in front of you. I want to get my follower count to here. I want to run some paid ads, create landing pages. Like me, I can create landing pages myself. I can put together paid ad campaigns myself. I can put HubSpot tracking codes on the like. I'm really a student of the game as a marketer. I've really been doing this for a long time, and because of that, the knowledge that I have of doing it for myself, I'm able to easily translate that to a client when I'm speaking with them, and be knowledgeable about it. So I would say that's the realest way to do it as far as I'm concerned, because you saying that you're going to do it for somebody else and you haven't even done it for yourself, it's kind of hypocritical.
Yeah.
And like, I don't do business like that. It's like, if I'm going to sell you something, it's because I've tried it, I've perfected it, and I like it, and I'll sell it to you because I think you'll like it the same.
You basically created a case study on yourself, so it's
That's
very
exactly
easy to
what I did.
Yeah, it's very easy to pitch because you're like, I did it for myself. That's how much I believe in it. And it works. I can show you the results. That's why you're here.
Exactly. Yeah, it works. And, I've made all the mistakes. I've failed, and I'm still experimenting. You know what I mean? I'm always experimenting, trying stuff. I spent 2 hours on a call with my HubSpot rep yesterday, just like thinking of new ways to integrate video into our outbound and CRM and, client follow-ups and things like that. I'm always trying to figure out a way to put content to work, to use marketing to grow my own business. And then when I get those results, it's like, hey, I just figured out this new thing. Yo, I think we could do this for you. And they can hear the excitement in my voice. They can hear the confidence, and it makes it a lot easier to sell those services to clients.
Yeah, especially with if it's like a new tactic that you found that can really help elevate things, especially when a client might need it. Sometimes it's also a timing thing, when you come to them with a solution that they didn't know that they might need. It's like, oh, this is exactly what's going to solve X, Y, and Z for us. So yeah,
For
and
sure.
once you do it on yourself and you get a couple more clients to do it, then you have, boom, several case studies you can start showcasing. It's like a snowball effect at that point, right?
Yeah, it's we really start scaling it during COVID when everything went super digital. With that, it was kind of like we didn't have a choice. So we started rolling out the social media content creation and running paid ads for people, building out
Do you
landing
offer
pages.
different? Sorry, do you offer like more than just video marketing? Do you offer also like? Because I mean, when you get into marketing content, there's photos, there's video. Like, do you get into the other stuff as well?
Yeah, so we all things content. So photo, video, everything across the board. With photo, if you're talking lifestyle content, property video or property photos, headshots, event, like we do all that good stuff. Because again, that the photo side has always been an easy add-on for video. If we're going to shoot up, 800 unit luxury residential property development, it's like, okay, why don't we do the video? Let's do the Matterport and do the photos.
Yeah, it makes
Like,
sense.
let's just do it all. So that's on the content side. And then the strategy if you're talking about video marketing, you got to understand strategy. So the growth strategy, we sell websites and landing pages, because if you're building out a paid ad campaign, you need to build out the entire funnel. You got to have a landing page of some sort, somewhere to send prospects. So, websites and landing pages, growth strategy, social media content creation is huge. So social media content creation and management. We work with a partner to do management. I don't do management in-house because it's a nightmare. But I have a client or a partner that loves it, and she's amazing with it. So we do that. And then, email marketing and some stuff with CRMs in terms of like integrating content into people's CRMs. We do that as well. And, paid ad campaigns, running campaigns is super clutch. Deepu from our team runs all of our paid ad campaigns. Anything around a brand ecosystem, we really do. And if we don't do it, I have partners that do it. Like, I don't do SEO and all that stuff in-house, but the guy that does my own SEO, I can refer clients to, kind of thing.
You have like a partner network that you can, because you're the expert on video, and if you're not the expert in like SEO, at least you do have someone that is, right, that you can refer to.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely have my group of subs that I work with, because some stuff you just don't need in-house. As a company, you want to try to keep your overhead as low as possible, and a lot of times you don't need things full-time. We're not doing 1 million websites a month, so I don't need a full-time web dev here. But I got my team of people, depending upon what the client needs, that can knock stuff out for me. So you just got to look at, what do you need someone in-house for? What do you really want to focus on? And I don't think everybody needs to do all of the things that I just mentioned. But that's what works for us and our clients the best.
I think that's the best approach, because the people I've been talking to, it seems like they just want to focus on video marketing. But I think once you go down that path, you got to look at the whole gamut, right? You can't just focus on that, because the client is not just creating video content. They need a bunch of different pieces of content, not just video, photo, all that stuff. So they're going to go to someone that can cover the whole 360 at that point.
It's going to be hard to pitch just video marketing, because that's the challenge. Like, how do you just pitch video marketing when the client is also going to need, as you guys mentioned, like all the other aspects of it, and then they're going to kind of be stuck. It's like, okay, so you're handling marketing, but just for the video, what do I do about photo? Do I have to go somewhere else? Do I have to go here? And then it can get a little complicated from a strategy perspective at that point when it comes to marketing, because if they go to another vendor for that aspect, then they have to kind of like tie that in with what you're doing with your marketing, and then it's like a lot of communication. There can be so many challenges that come from that. So the second you go into marketing, you have to look at the whole picture, as you guys are doing.
You just got to understand it, because there's a million marketing companies out here. The majority of marketing companies don't know what they're doing. The barrier to entry to be a marketing company is a cell phone and a laptop. Like,
Yeah.
anybody can have a marketing company. And unfortunately, I've worked with a lot of brands where it's like, oh yeah, we want to use you as a video partner, and we're gonna bring in our marketing company to help with the project. And we get into creative and realize that these people don't know what the hell they're doing, but we have to go along with it anyways. And then we finish the project, give them great content. 6 months later, client calls them up and says they fired this agency because they screwed everything up.
Wow.
So that's why you really have to be knowledgeable. If you want to sell video marketing, if you want to be one of the best at it, you really have to understand what this stuff is, not from just what you're doing, but if you're going to be working with partner agencies or with clients, if they have an internal team, or if they have work with a external agency, you need to understand at some level. You need to be able to speak the language at some level regardless, if you want to be a true professional, if you really want to add value, because you, again, like I just said, you could, a lot of businesses think they know what they're doing, but I've been on a lot of calls where I stop whoever I'm speaking with. I'm like, you know what, that's not really how this works. And it's because I have the confidence in understanding the science behind video marketing, and I say that, and they respect it, and they're able to take a different route because of it. So there's a lot of moving factors, but I think it all comes back to your knowledge base, your professionalism, and how much value you can actually bring to your clients.
You mentioned your partners, right? Like your partner network. I'm just wondering, like, what that consists of. Like, you mentioned SEO, social media management. What else do you have?
Yeah. Man. So my personal, again, I eat what I cook, right? So my team, right? Like, I got my marketing team, but then I got SEO, blog, website, keyword optimization. What's the other guy do? I forget. I got about 5 or 6 around SEO, search engine optimization, and I can't think of the other one. But it, and there's multiple people for each one of those. Like, if I'm building an e-com site versus a service site versus something else, I have 3 different guys that I can go to. Some of these people I know in person and just from traveling around the country. Other ones, I have a very large network on Upwork that I work with, of subs that I work with, some in Europe, some in India. Really, and that's more on the digital and the marketing side, right? My subs around the country, like, that's primarily for video content and things like that. If I got to shoot, I actually got to hit you guys up because I got to shoot coming up in Vancouver. I need a guy. So
I'll add you to the network, the networking sheet. We know several people in Vancouver.
I just had a call before I had this. I just had a call with a Canadian client. So before I got on with y'all, but yeah, I have. And again, I've been doing this for 10 years, so I have some pretty deep relationships across the country. And in building that network, I've been burned. I think, Dario, when I first talked to you, I had somebody in, I don't know if it was Toronto or Winnipeg, if we had a shoot and got burned, guy didn't show up, shit like that. So
yeah, he was mentioning it. It's wild.
Dude, it was the morning
didn't show up?
Just didn't show up, and that's never really happened to me. Where, I mean, this was a pretty big shoot. We had it was for the same client, right? So obviously, crisis management, I did it well. They're still a client, but yeah, we had a shoot up there, and it was just like, show up, shoot 2 interviews, get some B-roll around this place, and you're out.
Simple.
Talk to the guy. Simple. Stuff we all do in our sleep probably. But, morning of, client calls me, he's like, hey, where you guys at? I'm like, all right, give me 1 second. Call this guy. He's like, oh, well, you never confirmed. I'm like, bro, we had 3 pre-production calls. I had my creative director on the call with you. I sent over a pre-production document. Like, you're an idiot. So,
that's an excuse. That I don't think
that's
what
an
it was.
excuse. Yeah,
bro, just like ghosted me, and then I tried calling him back. I was even there. My hands were tied. I was like, yo, I'll give you an extra $1,000, whatever it is. He just didn't want to work. He wanted to lay in bed, be a jerk, and not make any money. So we ended up rescheduling shoot, getting it done. But yeah, be careful with your subs, man. I've seen it all. Nightmare what? That was probably one of the worst. But
I can
Knock
imagine
on wood,
that.
that never happens to us.
Yeah, but it's like it's weird because it's like like you said, you had three pre-production calls with him, went over the details. Like did you guys have a contract and everything in place,
dude,
or?
we use our process is so rock solid. We've been using the same process for 10 years. Like it's like normal business. Like, okay, we have a
Yeah.
contract, we have pre-production, this is the date. I sent you the invite on Google Calendar. You're just a
That's what we
bum.
do too. Yeah, that's what we do too.
Yeah,
Google
like
invite calendar.
simple and stupid process. Like
That's
nothing
crazy.
complex. It's just the guy
Simple
wanted
and
to be
stupid. I
lazy.
like it.
How did you deal to talk a little bit about the crisis management part with that? Like, what did
Yeah.
you even tell the client at that point? Because I would have made an excuse like he got into a car accident or something. He
No.
died. The guy's dead.
The thing
Let me
about
find
me,
someone
man,
else.
like I always tell people, like I don't know how to tell lies. I'm extremely transparent, and even if I got to throw myself under the bus, I don't mind being the bad guy. I know when I screw up. So when something like that happens, I just tell the client, like, look, this is what happened. This guy didn't show. Unfortunately, I can't get something out there today. I can give you a credit towards something else, but most importantly, when can we get this back on the calendar? Like, just like that, just straightforward, just letting them know that, we dropped the ball, and if it's a first time client, it's a lot harder to sell. But because I have such deep relationships with my clients, which I've done work for these people for years, it was understandable. They know that's not how I move. They know that's not how my company moves because, we have hundreds of 5-star reviews on Google. We have hundreds of client video testimonials on our website and on our YouTube. So for an outlier to happen where something goes left, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, yeah, we know that's not really, all of our stuff's out there. There's reviews, there's content of us talking, content of me, showing that I'm an authority in this space kind of thing. They know we're not fly by night, and they know that we want to take care of them. And whatever the crisis is, that's the thing. As a business owner, like half of your day is dealing with problems. Like you have to be an extremely good problem solver to run a business and to be in business for so long. And that's something that nobody talks about. Like, yeah, you can be extremely profitable and make money and have great cameras and great office and live a pretty great damn life, but that comes with a lot of sacrifice and dealing with nightmares. And I'm a professional nightmare dealer with her. Like, throw me any problem, throw me a nightmare, and I'll deal with it. Like, it's fun for me. It's not fun, but it's fun. Like I like puzzles. And there's not really a problem that I've had that I haven't had to deal with and navigate. So, for little stuff to happen at a shoot, that's nothing.
You're like that meme. I don't want peace. I want problems.
I only want problems.
That's really what, I'm sure any business owner or entrepreneur will tell you, like, the problems are what keep you in business. If you can't handle problems, you're going to fail as a business.
Yeah.
If you think everything's going to be great and kosher all the time and happy, you're nuts. And I know that's what they try to sell people these days on social, but if you get in the game and you get down here on the field with real business owners, especially if you're in the service business and you're dealing with human beings, no two human beings are the same. Somebody might wake up with a crappy attitude. Somebody might wake up just not liking the way you look and want to take it out on you. And you have to figure out, like, okay, how do we figure this out, client? Or like, what outcome do you want out of this? You can't fly off the handle. When I first got into the game, I find myself in temperamental situations with clients, and like now I'm the most calm, like Zen person there is. Like I don't raise my voice. I don't get out of character. I just deal with it because I've been through glass and nails and fire so many times in so many different situations that I just deal with it. And in dealing with it, the path to least resistance is to just always tell the truth. Don't make up anything, even if it's your fault. Take the L and keep moving. And most of the times, clients rock with you and they'll keep going. Other times, you might lose a client or two, and that's just the way it goes.
So
I noticed anytime I get like not angry, but just frustrated with like a client, especially if it's via emails and everything, I always just go like, okay, let me answer it tomorrow, because
That's it.
Like I'm. It's not gonna be a nice reply, or it's gonna
Right.
just be rocky. So let me just
Yeah.
cool down and then get back to
We
this.
all know what we really want to say, but if we
Yeah.
want to stay in business and not
Yeah,
get
yeah.
like 1-star reviews for the rest of our life, we can't do that. So
How did you get to 200 reviews? I want to ask you about your Google reviews stuff. Like,
Yeah.
how do you get those reviews out of the clients? Because that's what I have the most trouble with. Like,
me and my team, we pride ourselves on really having the best process in the game, and it is a simple and stupid process. I believe in simple and stupid. I don't believe in complex. No one ever bought complex. And because everything we
KISS.
do, yeah, exactly. KISS, keep it simple and stupid. And because we keep it that way, the start to finish process for our clients is so fun and it's so easy, and they're ready to do more content after that. Asking for a review is just easy. When and how I do it, it's usually after something is complete. Sent the final deliverables, maybe after I sent the final invoice or maybe before, but I'm like, hey Dario, we really had a lot of fun working with you, and we appreciate bringing this project to life for you guys. As you know, Google reviews are a way of life now, and
sounds like my email.
yeah,
I feel like you're reading my email right now.
Your experience could really help a future client, find us and do business with us. If you don't mind, leave us a 5-star review. Here's the link. P.S. And then I'll give them like, P.S. I've attached our video marketing for your business lead magnet to this. So I got this one, and then I have our video distribution and monetization list lead magnet. So it's another show of value. This is also a way to upsell.
What's a lead magnet?
So a lead magnet is these are two of mine. Lead magnets are what I use to get clients in the top of funnel. So right now I'm running a paid ad campaign for this one, and in the past week I've got 97 leads on Facebook. Most of we'll probably do business with 5% of those people, if any. But it's just something to capture emails, and then put them into my HubSpot, and then drip campaign market to them over time, over months. So that's what we do. We use it in that way, but we also use it as free giveaways to clients that we've done business with. And it's just another show of value. It's just another way to show clients that you care about them and you care what happens to their content. And it's also, like I said, a way to upsell them into paid ads and distribution and monetization, because this is a very thorough guide on that. And it's one of those things where it's like, once you read this, you realize you're not going to do this shit yourself. So you might as well hire us to do it, kind of thing.
Clever.
Yeah,
Nice.
so it's like multifaceted. So that's how I do it. I just tell them I'm a lot of gratitude. Thank you. I tell them how important their review would mean to us and the team that worked on your project. Here's the link. Click it. Leave us 5 stars. We'll be indebted to you forever. Oh, and by the way, here's a free da-da-da-da-da. That's it. And we send it out. Most of the time we get it. I don't hound people for reviews. If I send you a request for one and you don't respond, I'm probably not going to keep going after you. Like,
Do you do just like one follow-up, maybe a couple months later?
No, I probably should. I probably should do better follow-up with some of those people. But I don't. I just, and then the ones that I really get, like we just work with one of the biggest candy, I don't know if you guys have had like lemon head candy before.
No,
You ever had lemon
I don't
heads
think
or
I don't
like
think it's
Laffy
up here.
Taffies or Now and Later?
Laffy Taffy I've heard of.
Okay, well this company
I don't think
makes,
it's common here in Canada.
this company makes all of that stuff. They've been around for 115 years. We just did a project for them, and we work with a large number of people on their team, and with that we were able to get multiple 5 stars because they all had
Nice.
great experiences. So sometimes you're able to
nice.
like get the multiplication effect.
The
Don't
whole
just
team.
reach out. Yeah, don't reach out to one person. Or sometimes you'll reach out to one person and like he or she'll forward the email and you'll start getting reviews like, oh, because you did a great job. So I'm not like begging anybody for a review. We go out of our way to provide an amazing experience for our clients and provide massive value. And when that hits them right here, they're appreciative. And most of the time they give us a review, no problem. And in depth, that's the thing. Our reviews are all real. It's all real. You can read them all. Go to IndieRap, read our reviews. They're legit. These are clients that we have blown away with our process, our service delivery. So.
Yeah, that's the thing with our clients. Like, I noticed it was so hard to get reviews from them. So I like the current email I send out now is similar to yours. Like, actually, when you were saying your email, I'm like, it feels like you're reading mine.
Right.
But I feel like sometimes it still takes a while to get it from them, and I think they just add it to their to-do list and then just forget about it. I don't think they realize how important it is for like a small business to get that review.
You know what? Here's another secret. If you think if it's a client that you think that might happen, what I always do, as opposed to sending a one-off separate email, if we're already in an email chain and we're emailing right back and forth that day, I might just throw it in there so like they know we're talking.
Yeah.
Don't act like you didn't
Yeah.
see the email. Like, we're here. Like, if Chris from my team delivers a final video and they're like, oh, thank you so much, we love the video, da da da, I might just jump in there. Hey, Sarah, we really loved working with you. If you wouldn't mind, our team, would you click a review? Oh, absolutely. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah,
Hit
That's
them
clever.
like that.
That's
So like
clever.
just jump
Keep
in
it
the
in the
chain. Yeah, versus
Yeah.
like waiting 2-3 days and then. So that's another way to do it.
That's good.
I think being more
And
prompt is the right way to do it. I think, yeah,
yes,
the second you've given them the video and they've gone off with it to start working on it,
right.
and then you're like, oh, by the way, and it's like, oh wait, hold on, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
I think
chances go
it's a
down.
timing thing. I think it's a
Yeah.
timing thing to really get the reviews, and then if you get it right with
Sure.
the final deliverable, and even there, it's like, oh, if you, like, and here's also like a link to the review or
Right.
whatever
Yep.
is a good way to do it. I think, yeah, it's like get them on the high, right?
Get them on the
Like
high.
really get
That's
it.
what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because once they get the video, they might pass to somebody. They're like, I'm done with these guys. I'm tired of. And not to do a bad job, but they're like, I'm tired of emailing about this
Next
video.
task. Next
Yeah.
task,
Yeah, they're
right?
over it. So
You're one item on their to-do list at that point.
right,
Yeah.
right. And then you're asking them to do more work. The next day. It's like, I'm not. Screw these guys. I love them, but I'm done. So yeah, yeah.
Thank you. Hello. Goodbye. And that's all there is to
It
it.
is what it is. So yeah, you win some, you lose some, but every client I send that out to, ask for a review for every client, and tell them to give you 5 stars. I don't just say, hey, can you give me I'm like, give me 5 stars. I
Give me 5
appreciate it.
stars. Yeah, that's good. I'm stealing that one.
Yeah,
Give me
like,
5
you know
stars.
what? If I did a 3, we don't do 3-star work here. So it's like, I'm confident that me telling you to give me 5 stars, it's not like I'm asking for something I don't deserve. If something happened and there was a hiccup in a project and there was like a slight problem, I'm probably not going to ask for a review. You know what I'm saying? Like, for what? I want the
Why
ones
risk
that,
it?
yeah, why risk it? Like, if you can't win them all. I don't hit 100%. We screw up too, and for those, I'm not going to ask for a review. Like, for
It's
what?
kind of like like in a way, Google should be almost like how YouTube changed the liking and disliking system. Because back in the old day, YouTube also had the 5-star review system for videos, and the reason
Wait,
they got
what?
yeah,
Really?
YouTube
I don't remember this.
from like 2006 to like 2010, maybe
I don't
11ish
remember
or
that.
so.
You're probably right, but
Yeah,
I don't remember that one.
it used to be a 5-star review system, and I remember
Really?
seeing this, and it was always confusing because you'd see a video and then some would have like 3 stars, some would have 4 stars, some would 2. I'm like, what is the currency? It was
Right,
so arbitrary
right.
to decide what's a 5-star, a 4-star, or a 3-star for a video that YouTube abolished that entirely and just went with you either like it or don't
That's it.
like it, right?
Yeah,
And that's
yeah.
that's technically what it is. Like if you look at people's reviews, most of the time you're either getting a 5-star or a 1-star.
That's
You
it.
don't like how does someone determine 3 stars? It's like they
Yeah.
did a great job, but maybe this, maybe
It's
that.
too
But
subjective. It's
too
too
subjective.
subjective. Like, like on Amazon, you read some of those reviews and it's like, the box cut my hand when I was opening the box. It's like, dude, so I'm gonna
I've
give
seen
you
those
4. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. It's like, dude, come on, man. But you know how people.
It's like it's not
Again,
even my
Wisdom,
fault.
man.
It's just
again, when you're doing business with human beings and you're delivering a service, that's what you can expect. Just like people having a bad day and they want to let the world know about it, and I'm gonna give you 3 stars instead of 5. So, whatever.
or 4. It's like why 4? It's like come on, you're almost there.
I don't know, but yeah, they exist.
So, in terms of your business, what portion would you say? How much of a percent would you say you do marketing services versus video? Like, is it mostly video content you do,
Yeah,
and then
for sure. Yeah, I would say like 70-30.
70/30? Okay, that's a good
70-30. Yeah, I mean, people primarily know us for delivering amazing content. And that's foundational content. That's your, big videos, your brand videos, case studies, product videos, process videos, event videos, animation videos, things like that. But then now we're starting to get a wave of, we also do a lot of social content for people. Cause you just gotta have that. You gotta be out there. So the foundational stuff, the social content, there's a lot of that, and obviously paid creative for running paid ad campaigns, run, commercials and things like that. But those are the three primary blocks that we play in. That's what we're known for. That's what our SEO caters to, is video production. So.
And going forward into the future, like, do you see yourself just staying in that ratio, or do you see yourself getting more into the marketing side?
Yeah, I mean, definitely more into. I don't think it will ever be 50-50. You know what I mean? I think video is always going to be our strength. Like, that's what we do, content. I don't want to be a jack of all trades and I don't want to water down the fact that we're, one of the best video production, video marketing agencies out there. Because you got to think about it, like, you've built this massive portfolio, you have all this gear, you have an amazing team, you have all these great testimonials, and a lot of that is rooted in video. I don't want to water that down or take it away. If I do, say, in the future, say that I decide to partner with somebody that really understands the marketing side, and we team up and there's some kind of like synergy there, then maybe so. Then it's like, 50-50 or something like that. But it all has to come back to content marketing. It also has to come back to video content. No marketing plan or no marketing strategy is complete without video content these days. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to have the content. If you're doing B2C, you definitely got to have content. Like, your B2B, you definitely got to have content. You know what I'm saying? Even government, we do some work in the government space. You see a lot of RFPs coming out. They need content more and more. Even the government's understanding this. So it's never going away. I think it's always going to be the front runner for us, because that's where we started and that's what we love to do.
Yeah. Lean into your strengths, essentially. There's no point in, like you said, watering it down. Make that as like a core value offering for your clients, and then all those other services are additionals. Like, that's kind of a little bit of what Dario and I have been kind of like growing a little bit more, because like we're really well rooted in video content, but obviously some of our clients, they need help with photo, right? So
sure.
What we've done is like built a partnership with a photography company here in Toronto. So anytime they need photographers, we bring those in, we bring them in to help execute for the client based on that. And that's kind of what you want to do. You want to provide other value offerings in certain other realms that you're not exactly an expert in, but still be that expert in what you're known for, what they're coming to you originally for.
Yeah, and I think what you guys are, what you just said, like, this is another jewel, I guess, is like, when it comes to competition, right, with other, I see a lot of unhealthy competition. Me personally, I collaborate with a lot of content creators, videographers, photographers, web. I know a lot of people everywhere. I know a lot of people in my city. And it's one of those things where if they need something, I take care of them, and vice versa. You know what I mean? I mentor a lot of guys, new guys coming up and all that kind of stuff. I'm never like, oh, this is my information. Like, you guys, like, first thing I said on this call is like, you ask me any question, I'll give you an answer. I think that is very important in terms of growing your reputation, not just amongst clients, but just like in terms of being good people up there in you all's market. Like, if you all can, the fact that you all are doing these podcasts, you guys are great for doing this because you're educating everybody in the process. So I think collaboration, I'm always collaboration over competition. I think competition, at the end of the day, if you're really doing this and you're really good at what you do, your only competition is yourself, at the end of the day. Like, it doesn't matter what Joe Blow down the street's doing. Joe Blow's got his own problems. What are we going to do today to be better at what we want to do and what our goals are? So, having those partners like the photographers or, web people or a paid agency or something, it's only I say high tide raises all ships. That's what I say, and if you're a good person, I work with, there's other video companies here that I talk to them. This is like, it's enough for everybody to eat. Every client ain't for you. You're not going to get 100% of all businesses and clients. Like,
there's too many.
It's too many. Everybody can eat. Like, it's okay to be nice and talk to other people in your industry without having this competitive, toxic mindset. And I think there needs to be a lot more of that collaboration, everywhere. I talk to a lot of people and they're just, oh, I don't talk to him because I'm like, you're crazy. Talk to everybody. If they present themselves to be less than a good person, then that's fine. But at least try to collaborate.
Yeah, like that you're describing a situation where it's like obviously you're not going to get along with everybody, and that's not what you're saying is like that you have to get along with everybody, but it's like be open to getting along with more and more people in the industry.
Yeah.
And if there really was going to be a monopoly of all clients going to one person or one company, just look at the example of all the big ad agencies that are out there, right? There's so many of them, which goes to show even in the big leagues, right, where with the $1 million commercials, there's still a need for a variety. There's still need for choice for clients, because if there was just the one, then there would be no more choice at that point, right?
I don't think people understand. You said this earlier. It's like people, especially people that are just getting into the game, people don't understand the amount of content that is needed, like, and how many businesses and how many. Because back in the day, it was like, again, those agencies had the market cornered. They had the McDonald's and the Target or whatever, those big campaigns. Because, small businesses and things that didn't necessarily need video as much. They didn't need all this social. Like, people need to realize how much opportunity there is out here for content. Like, you could throw a rock and that person needs content. It's crazy right now. Like, you can eat off content very, very well if you go out there and apply yourself and meet people and talk to people and market yourself well. There's no need to try to like, oh, this is my local market. Like, get out of here, dude. Like, you're crazy. Like, even if you are in one local market, okay, in your local market, how many industries are you? You got realtors, you got spas, you got supply chain manufacturers, you got the government and the city that needs stuff. You got small businesses that need stuff. You got the car. There's so many things you can go after. You can't have it all, and then it's just like, it's toxic, and I think it's limiting to the man in the mirror. I just think you need to open your eyes to the opportunity that's out there.
Do you do any I want to take it back to sales a little bit. So you mentioned you were running you're running paid campaigns and everything. Do you do any like cold outreach?
Oh yeah, so I send, like, today I'll probably send 3,500 cold emails per day.
Whoa.
So
okay.
What?
Yeah.
So how does that work?
Yeah. So I use warm up inbox. This is a thing. So you've heard of cold emails, right?
Yeah.
You can't send a billion trillion emails from your own inbox, because after a while you get marked as spam. You'll burn up your inbox, your demark reputation, and you'll screw it up. There's a service called Apollo.io. Right. This is what I use to send cold emails. So I'm a pretty damn good copywriter. All the copy on my website, all the copies in my emails, I write all the sales copy myself. So I write email cadences and sequences. I have one for, like, it's labeled as generic, but it's for just general businesses. It's a 7-step sequence, and that'll go out. I have another one for real estate related companies. So when I go to Apollo, I can pull leads. If I want to go for, let's just say, businesses in Vancouver that are in supply chain manufacturing that make above $10 million, and those titles, people that are directors of marketing or CEOs, pull that list, throw them into my sequence, and that stuff will go out every day. I have multiple email domains, multiple email addresses that send out for me. So between those 6, 7, 8 emails, they'll send out about 3,500, 4,000 emails a day. And most of those are value add emails, whether I'm giving away something for free or sending them a link to a YouTube video for free. But at the end of the day, I'm pushing them to book a discovery call with us. With cold email, if you get 1%, you're doing well. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, on 3,500, that's 1%'s pretty good.
Yeah, or less than 1% or whatever it is. If you get, if you're sending it out and you book, 5 meetings, 10 meetings a week, you're pretty good. So that's one way is the email. Lead magnets too. You know, I like the people that I send this stuff to, they go into a different sequence in HubSpot that drips them over, 2 months or whatnot. I send out email blasts once a week to our audience for around, reposting our blogs or new service offerings or new products that we offer, new YouTube videos that I might shoot. I send that out once a week. I do a lot of follow-up with clients, whether it's cold calling or just emailing them or just staying in front of them. We're fairly active on social media. So we're active on Google pay-per-click. There was a point where I was spending $10,000 a month on Google pay-per-click. Spending more on Facebook and Instagram right now in terms of just driving leads.
You don't like Google AdWords anymore?
It's not that I don't like it. The thing about Google pay-per-click is you're only getting a small segment of the market that could be potentially your customer. You're looking for people that are ready to buy right now. And that's great, but that's a small, so that's 3 to 5% of the total addressable market. What about the other people that either don't know they have a problem or don't understand your product or don't understand how to use video marketing for your business?
Yeah.
So what this is I'm educating them to understand they have a problem and then educating them more on like how to use video to grow your business. They're like, I would have never thought. So they would have never Google pay-per-click the shit in the first place. They would have never searched it because they didn't know they had the problem. So I'm letting them have a problem with this. This is how to use video to grow your business. This is if you have video, but then it crashed and burned, it didn't go anywhere. This is how you use video this is how you use distribution monetization to put your videos on steroids or whatever. So I have the mindset of, I use a little percentage of Google pay-per-click, but I'm more interested in the 90 to 95% of the market that don't know how to use video content. They don't have a strategy. They think it's too expensive, or they have video and it's not going anywhere. And then I present INDIRAP as a solution to solve all those problems via drip campaigns and value add campaigns and lead magnets.
God, man, I feel like a child listening to you. I'm like, I don't know anything.
I've just been doing it for so long. I just say this off my eyes closed because, again, look, I've ran paid ad campaigns where I've wasted thousands of dollars. I've put in most of the time with Google pay-per-click, we're hitting 5x. So I think the biggest one was like a 9x where we spent $10K and got a $90K client or something one time.
Wow.
But Google pay-per-click is also the most expensive machine to put your money in because that's where everybody goes first, right? Everybody goes to Google pay-per-click and put money in there. It takes a lot more to create a lead magnet or to shoot a paid ad video and you have less competition because most video production companies or most marketing agencies aren't doing that. So for me to go and do that and show my face and show that this is who I am, I'm building brand. And I'm building trust and authority with an audience on those platforms, whether it be YouTube pre-roll, Facebook, or Instagram, versus most marketing agencies that they might be posting graphic posts or some shit or like whatever. I'm like the mascot here at INDIRAP. I always try to get out there, get on camera, do my thing, and that's helped me build trust with clients, and I just have deep relationships with clients because I am out there. I'm marketing. I'm telling them when I succeed. I tell them when I fail, and I'm just super transparent. And
what do you think about marketing on LinkedIn?
I mean, you're talking about like paid stuff?
Yeah.
I've
Paid
never
or
had
not
success.
paid?
I mean,
depends.
I on the paid side, I've tried LinkedIn before. Their cost per click's just too high in my opinion.
It's very expensive.
Yeah.
It's crazy, dude. Like my cost per lead on this thing is like $4.63, whereas on Google or on LinkedIn, cost per click might be $12, $15.
Yeah.
So for me,
it's very expensive.
They don't have the back end. I don't know what's wrong with their algorithm. And LinkedIn's a client of mine. I work with LinkedIn, and I've told them this. I'm like, I don't know. That's why you don't see a ton of ads on LinkedIn because it just doesn't work. Unless you're a big ass software company that has a huge budget and you're running, like I think, who was that? I think Design Pickle or one of those companies was running ads.
Yeah.
Because they had like VC capital, and if you got a ton of money, like good for you. I don't have VC money, I'm a private owned entrepreneur. So it just doesn't make sense for me. I can get a lot more running ads on Facebook and Instagram or even Google pay-per-click. I do post my successes and things like that on LinkedIn just to like stay in front of my network.
Yeah.
And I do get, referrals and stuff a lot. We get a lot of referrals, a lot of word of mouth. So I use it that way, but like the paid, I have zero budgeted to LinkedIn for paid now and any time in the future. I've tried like 4 times and like failed miserably because I didn't get anything out of it. So I just don't, it's not for me.
Yeah, it's more so like you just said, LinkedIn is more so the place where you post your successes, you share what you're doing with your network, because that's where you connect more socially a little bit with your clients. LinkedIn is basically the place that everyone went to after Facebook. Facebook was where we were for the social interaction, and then LinkedIn is the professional social interaction, right? So that's essentially how people treat it at this point. It's like, this is what I'm up to, this is how the business is doing, yada yada yada. But
yeah, it's
like,
cool, but I
ads,
also
it's no.
find it like people put on a face on LinkedIn. You know what I'm saying? It's like
We all know. We've seen the reels
yeah.
making fun of it and everything.
Yeah. So, I see that and I know people put on a face, but then if I see something, I'll always like I'll text them and they'll be like, oh, cool. Yeah. It's like the real person versus like on LinkedIn where I'll respond and they'll say the corporate thing I'm like, dude, stop. Like, stop. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm an offline guy too. I do a lot of, I'll meet people for lunch or coffee or just go over to somebody's studio and chop it up with them for a little bit. I do a lot of face to face because that's the way I learned sales. So
Face to face is missing. I feel these days everyone is keeping it more social, more not social, more virtual, because it is the time efficient thing, and it's understandable why people opt for that, because there's so much stuff you have to do. But I do think that to make it a point to try to meet with clients or people you've worked with just to have lunch. Like Dario and I try to do that every now and then, especially with our partners, just grab lunch, shoot the shit, chat a little bit. Like it's important because they're also looking for excuses for a break,
Exactly.
And sometimes just being invited to something is a nice thing to kind of be like, oh yeah, perfect. Let's
get out of the house, right?
Let's get out of the house.
It's just it's a deeper level of connection when you like go after work or meet somebody or go grab tacos, or it's a deeper level of connection and you're more likely to reach out to that person quicker because you have connected versus like doing 10 Zooms a day. It's like you get burnt out doing that. And again, this stuff's cool. Hangout, Zoom, Microsoft Teams, which I can't stand. But the in-person always wins if you ask me in the long run. Like some of my longest client, like I got clients I've been working with for 10, 11, 12 years. I built that stuff face to face, running around, driving from location to location, double parking my car, getting tickets to go have coffee with this person just to like build rapport. And I still have relationships with those people. I still got relationships from people from 15 years ago when I was doing sales and finance and stuff, because we built such deep relationships in person. It's definitely missing now. I think people sleep on face to face. And a lot of people, especially the younger generation, they might not know the difference because it is so easy to just hop on a Zoom call, hop on Hangouts versus like get your ass up and go meet somebody for coffee at whatever, and then just thinking about like, getting up and going coffee or taking a train or drive, all the things are the people you can meet along the way to go do that one thing. Yes, it takes more time to do that, but the levels of interaction and like human connection, the opportunities for that are a lot more abundant in those situations. So yes, you're right. Face to face is missing. It's super important. And I'll always do it. It's fun. It's boring talking to a computer all day, man.
Yeah.
I like
talking to a computer screen.
I like face to face. I like hand to hand combat. Like, let's go, let's meet, let's go do this, let's grab some food. Like, I like that.
Nice. We're getting near the end, so I was just curious about like your team, and maybe we can talk about a little bit about the Chicago market, see what it's like over there. So I guess let's start with your team. Like how big is your team?
There's 5 full, 3 part, and about 30, 40 subs.
Well, 30, 40. Oh, that's It's a lot.
We never quantified our subs, but
Yeah. I don't think it's 30 or 40.
Yeah,
Maybe
34. Like
10.
I have a shoot. I have a shoot going on right now this second since 7 a.m. in San Jose, California, with two of my
Nice.
guys out there. So yeah, it's fat. Again, I've been doing this for a long time, you know, and we've worked in 46 states, you know.
Oh,
I've done
wow.
work in 46 states. So I know people all over the place.
You
So
couldn't get
which
to
states-
50?
Yeah,
Only
you couldn't get
46?
to 50.
We'll see, man. That Alaska thing, I don't know about that. We had some opportunities, but I don't know about that Alaska, bro. We'll see.
What about Hawaii? Have you done Hawaii?
We haven't done Hawaii, so we haven't done
Okay, so there's
Hawaii.
two of them.
No Hawaii, no Washington, no North or South Dakota. And
No
there's one-
Washington? That's like one of the big
Oh
ones.
no, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We have done Washington. We've done Seattle. Oregon. Yeah.
Oh,
There's some people
Oregon,
from Oregon
Coast.
coming on, so if you need people there, you'll be able to find out. soon.
I actually have a shoot. The client I talked to before, the Vancouver, and there's one in Oregon. So I'm gonna hit
Check.
you up for the network.
check.
Yeah. So we're getting there.
Cross
We're
it
getting
off.
there. But yeah, we've been all over the place, man.
That's awesome.
Nice.
And then I guess in terms of like the Chicago market, like for video, like what are some of the stronger industries there, or is it just a bit of everything?
I mean, the beautiful thing about Chicago is that it's a hard-working city. Everything's here. You know, you have immediate downtown area that people know about, and there's everything. You know, the real estate market is amazing here. There's a lot of tech. There's a huge hospitality. You know, Hyatt is located here. Hyatt's a client of mine. It's one of their global headquarters. Restaurant scene, hospitality. There's everything. I mean, it's a world-class city. It's the third largest city in the country. So you have a lot here, and on the outskirts, you have a huge manufacturing, supply chain, data, IT, cybersecurity community. So you can really, even if you didn't leave Chicago, you could do huge numbers here, and pick an industry, pick a niche if you're into that, and really kill it. You know, it's a great city for content. Great city.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll make our way down there at some point, but now
Come on through.
we'll do it.
Yeah, come down here, come by office. I got you guys on lunch. Easy.
Nice.
And
I'm
same,
down.
if you're ever in Toronto, have you been to Toronto or no?
Yes. I'm gonna come up. Look, I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. So the past 3 or 4 times we had issues getting into Canada. It wasn't Toronto. Me and Paul from my team. We had issues in Montreal. They kept us in customs till like 1 a.m. Over there.
What?
Dude, they were like joking and like, you know, we don't speak French, so they were, you know, which is fine. We were just sitting there, but we knew they were talking crazy, dude. They were like laughing.
They probably were.
What?
They definitely
They were
were.
like, they were, and then they had my IDs like you're doing, and they had like Googled us like, oh, indie, so they were like looking at videos and shit. I was like, whatever, dude. So they let us
Just wasting your time? Oh my
Yeah.
god. They must have been so bored and they wanted
bored, bro, bored. So yeah, that happened, and then one time, my guys, we had to fly. I think it might have been to Toronto. So we went to fly out of O'Hare, which is the main airport here. This was during COVID. They said some kind of crazy COVID rule, so it's like whatever. My guys decided to drive 8 hours up to Toronto through Buffalo, and they got to the border and they said, "Nope, you're not getting in." So
Why?
we had some problems
It was
getting
COVID, Dario,
through.
that's why.
I
Oh,
don't
they weren't
know.
letting people in?
It was COVID times. I don't know. We didn't have any issues in Calgary. We love Calgary. I love it up there. But yeah, I've had some bumps and bruises. The guy that ghosted me over there in Winnipeg. So like I'm a little scarred. But yeah, it's
Oh my
all good.
God.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we'll make it right. Now you know us and we know everyone,
Yeah,
so
exactly,
we'll make
man.
it right.
I'm glad I met y'all. Yeah. But yeah, for sure.
That's crazy. Okay, I think now is a good time to end it. So let me just pull up your site here. So guys, if you want to check them out, it's INDIRAP.com. So INDIRAP.com. And then your social media handles are
At Indie Rap?
Yeah.
at INDIRAP.
Everything's
Yeah.
in Europe. Yeah.
Yeah, so at INDIRAP. I'm definitely going to do a little bit more research on the content you publish because I feel like you have it like nailed it down, man.
Yeah.
Been doing it
Just
for a
listening to
long
you
time.
talk, I'm like, wow, I got a lot of work to do after this.
Yeah.
You know what, man? That's the thing. Like when you
Thanks for listening to this episode of Creatives Grab Coffee. Please make sure to follow and engage with us on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube, and your favorite podcast app.
Creatives Grab Coffee is created by Lapse Productions, a video production company based in Toronto, Canada.
Creatives Grab Coffee is also sponsored by...
My name is Miran. Welcome to Canada Film Equipment. We are a boutique rental house based in Toronto. We are here to help you guys out with all production sizes. Feel free to contact us to get a quote if you are a production house and you're looking for lighting, camera packages, or lighting and group band packages. You can see our contact information in the link below. We are more than happy to help you guys out. Make sure you follow and subscribe to creativesgrabcoffee.com. Thank you.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Matt. Welcome to Audio Process. We are a boutique audio company doing location sound, sound design, post-sound, ADR, Foley. We service equipment. We do all your audio needs here in Toronto. We got you covered. Come on down, audioprocess.ca. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and all of the other internet things to creativesgrabcoffee.com. They'll be waiting for you. I'll be waiting for you, and we're all going to have a real good time.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you on the next one.